Hey, so today's video is going to be about the importance of not building your goals and habits around other people and making them depend on that. And I just want to say a quick note. Sorry I haven't posted in 2 days. It was my brother's birthday, so I took 2 days off his birthday. Yeah. Anyway, back to the video here. So I'm going to start off with an example. Let's say that you go to the gym. You've begun going to the gym and you're working out, let's say an hour a day. But it's not exactly for you. It's maybe for your Instagram page or for your girlfriend or boyfriend or could be for your best friend. Doesn't matter. But it's not for you. Now there's a bunch of other goals that we can mention, but I'm just going to stick with this one. So use them all around. Use this term all around. Is it for you? So let me explain why that's important. It's important because as a person, these goals, they there's three extremes you could take. One of them's bad, one of them and two of them are good. The first extreme is it's for you. That's good. I work out for myself. Perfect. The next extreme is I work out for myself and for other people, which is also good because you can't be some weird guy who doesn't have any he, you can't exactly think that you're perfect for the world, right? And you have to have some idea and realization that you can't find yourself fully presentable at your worst, and you can't be fully useful at your worst either. How are you going to expect to have a nice wife if you're just some fat guy who eats McDonald's every day? How are you going to expect to carry your weight at work physically? Let's say you work a physical job. How are you going to carry your weight at work if you aren't fit? So yeah, in that instance, I work out so I can be good for myself, but so I can be good for my job, so I could be good for my wife because they deserve it. Because they deserve it. That's why. That's good. It's a fine line though, because the next extreme is I do it for other people. I work out for my wife. I work out for my job. Now this is a problem because what happens when you take away your job or your wife? Now I know that kind of sounds cruel, but let's say you got laid off, or let's say your wife, or maybe girlfriend, yeah, whatever it is, your spouse, they broke up with you for some reason. If you do it for them only, you're gonna you're gonna stop. Because why should I work out if I don't work in a job which demands my strength? Why should I work out if my wife left me and I don't have to be presentable anymore? This is a bad way of thinking. This is the worst one. The best one is in the middle, which is it's a little bit for you and it's a little bit for me. Half and half. Because it's healthy, it promotes like a form of competition, a healthy competition. Because if you don't, then it's if you don't balance it properly, then it's not unhealthy if it's just for you, but you're not considering it fully, right? Because what if you spend too much time working out and then you don't consider your job and then you rip your muscle and you can't do anything because it's sore. Well, I mean, so you have to consider your job. That makes sense, right? So the middle extreme is best, but if it's just for you, it's got like two downsides. That's it. Anyway, point is, don't do the one which is for other people. Because once you take away that person, you immediately will fall down into a spiral of just not doing it, which is horrible. One of the personal stories of mine that I have is I would talk, and I know that there's a lot of people who've gone through the same thing. Let's say you're talking to a girl, or you have a girlfriend, or something like that. It could be a boy too. You could be a girl talking to a boy. You got a boyfriend. Doesn't matter. You have a spouse or a person that you're talking to that you like. My story was I was talking to a girl, and I was on NoFap. That was evident at the time. But it became far that was around the beginning. But it became far easier for me to do NoFap with this woman just by talking to her. I didn't even fantasize, or I didn't do anything sexual. No, not at all. I just spoke with her. But the experience in itself, which there's a whole science based around, but that's a different video. I'm just saying there's a science based around it, which is that if you talk to a woman, you get results that'll kind of push off NoFap and make it like a natural thing, which is good. But that's a whole other video. I'm not explaining that. I'm just going to say it happens. So this happened, but I'm not going to talk about the circumstances too much. I'm just going to say she wasn't around anymore. And NoFap was pretty easy. Or easy to fail. Easy to fail. That was because I wasn't exactly doing it for myself there. I wasn't training my own discipline. Like, I guess, yeah, I was doing it for myself, but I wasn't training my discipline. I wasn't training for the fact that if that goes away, will I still be able to do it? Because it might go away one day. I'm not going to say that your wife is going to go away or your job's going to go away, because it might not. You might go first. It seems a little bleak, but yeah. You might go first. So in that instance, prepare that'll work. But it's not always that way. So prepare for the days that it won't be that way. That it won't be that way where you outlast. Train your discipline so that you can last. It's really important. I was talking with someone. I have like a little advisor friend for this channel now. He's probably watching the video as we speak. But yeah, he was telling me about a life story of his. I won't share it, but he brought up the importance of not building your goals around other people, for other people, to other people. And it really resonated with me. I really thought about it because he's absolutely right. Because once you take away that person or that thing, your Instagram page, your job, your spouse, you take away that thing, that person, whatever it is, are you still doing it for yourself? Can you still do it? Do you have the discipline? Do you have the habit? Do you have the will? Or was it always just for your spouse or your job or your Instagram page? Was it? Ask yourself right now, whatever it is that's conflicting you, whether it's NoFap, working out, practicing meditation, reading, business, whatever it is, I don't care. You shouldn't care either. Just pick one thing, minuscule or big. Am I doing it for me, or am I doing it for other people? Or am I doing it for both? Both is good. Me is good. Not as good, though. But if you're doing it for someone else, stop. Stop for a second right there in your tracks. Think about it. Think about it. Why are you doing it for someone else? If it's a bad thing that you're doing too, if it's something that you shouldn't be doing for yourself, but you're doing it for someone else, you shouldn't do it. If you can, let me say, if you're working out for someone else, I'm not saying stop working out. I'm saying stop for a second, think about it, and make sure that you can make it so that you can train your mind and twist your view so that you're not working out for someone else. You're either working out for yourself or you're working out for both. So stop right now, twist that view. And if you're doing something that you can't see yourself, if you took that person away and you can't see yourself doing it still on your own because you don't find it just or moral, or You don't like it. You wouldn't do it. It doesn't matter. Stop. Stop. I mean, unless you're like running to the hospital to get your mom medicine because she's sick. Like if that's your case, I'm not saying stop because you're not going to run to the hospital to get your mother's medicine if she's sick, if she's not sick, right? So I'm not saying don't stop because you can't see yourself doing that when she's not sick. No. I'm saying like really bad things. Like if you're smoking weed, this is a good one. If you're smoking weed or drinking or you have a bad habit like that, drugs, drinking, anything, and you're doing it because you're in a friend group that pressures you into doing it, but you personally can't agree with it, which you shouldn't anyway. There's no justification. But regardless, you can't agree with it. Stop. And you can't see yourself doing it otherwise, then stop. If you weren't friends with those people, stop. If you weren't friends with them and you wouldn't do it yourself, just stop. Stop. Enough. It's really important that that's also a bad habit thing that you break. I should have spoke about that too, yeah, in my bad habits video. But yeah, I mean, that's a good way to break bad habits. If you can't see yourself doing it alone and you're pressured by your friends and family into doing it, and it's bad, inadvertently bad. I'm not saying general stuff. I'm saying bad shit. Stop. And then change your view on all the good stuff. Because you can't do things purely for someone that isn't you. You can in getting your mother medicine. But I'm talking like working out. Are you doing it to impress people? Reading. Are you doing it to impress people or better yourself? Are you meditating to impress people or better yourself? Are you working on your craft so that you can impress people or better yourself? So figure that out. Think about that. Twist your view if you must. And harden your mind. Harden your mind to the realization that one day you might not have that thing that keeps you doing it. Harden your discipline and twist your view. It's so important that you don't do things purely for other people. You do it for yourself. And other people, but yourself should come first. My health should be above the opinion of other people. My habits, my happiness should be above the level of other people's opinions. They should go hand in hand, to a degree. But don't just focus on other people. Anyway, I think that's about it. Yeah, just don't do things that you're building for other people. Do it for yourself, a little bit for other people, but not just for other people. And yeah, so I'm going to do a quick channel update here. This is aside from the video, so you can click off if you want, but my channel update. I was thinking after my brother's birthday that my goal of one video a day is like, it's reasonable, but I mean, I wasn't going to make a video on my brother's birthday. I wasn't going to run off and go make a video away from my brother on his birthday. I feel like that's a little bit douchey. So I want to change my goal to pretty much just any day that is possible, you know? So like if I'm not making a video on Christmas, but the day after Christmas, yeah. Same with the birthdays, all holidays, you get what I mean. So it probably won't be every single day, but it will be every single day that it's possible, which is the difference between setting an excuse and having a good reason. Because if I had a day like this, because nothing's going on today really, but let's say I had a day like this and I chose to still not do it, then that would just be me coming up with an excuse, because there's nothing really on the books today that's keeping me. There is no birthday. There's no nothing. It was like a festival, but I'm not going to it, so what do you want me to do with that? So pretty much changing the goal to every day that it's possible, which is really reasonable in my opinion. I'm gonna make it good because I actually really want to make these videos. I was quite disappointed I couldn't in the past 2 days, but you know that's fine. I wasn't gonna push off my brother's birthday, so every day that it's possible, you'll see, and that'll be 99% of days, except for holidays. Like holidays aside, it'll be 99% of days because the 1% will be me being sick or me being too packed in a day to do it. So you're going to see them a lot. It's not me making excuses. So that's the channel goal now, the little channel update. And yeah, I truly hope this video helped you a ton. I hope you can think about what I've said, and I hope it can realign your goals or your passions or whatever it is you're doing. Just realign the thinking into something positive if it isn't already. And if it is, I hope it gets even more positive. So, tell me down below if you have anything on your mind, any questions, any requests, or if you want to share your story and how this may have helped you. Share. I'll read them and I'll respond. But until then, take care, my friend, and I hope that this helps you 1,000 times. See you next time.